welcome back to my channel. So I'm again collaborating in today's video with Rimmel London Australia for their trend drop series. I've done quite a few trend drop series videos on my channel before. Today's trend is glossy lids, so I did two looks for you guys. The first look I did is super wearable and easy to achieve. I just did one light wash of color over the lid with the clear gloss on the lids and clear gloss on the lips. And for the more edgy, festival, bold side, I decided to do a bright blue blown out smoky eye with the gloss on the inner corners, and I paired it with like a mauvey nude lip with the gloss on top. If you would like to see how I achieved these two glossy lid looks, then just keep on watching. So first up, I'm going to prime my face. I'm going to be using the Rimmel Lasting Finish Primer, dotting that all over my face and then just blending it in with my fingers. I'm starting off with the Rimmel Brow This Way brow pencil in the shade medium and just using that to lightly fill in my brows. Then to make my brows appear a little bit more defined, I'm just taking the Wake Me Up concealer in the shade Classic Beige, just on a concealer brush, and just using that to define the tops and the bottoms of each brow. And then I'm just popping the remaining concealer just on the lid just to prep and prime it for eyeshadow. And then to set my eyebrows in place, I'm just taking the Brow This Way Tinted Brow Gel in medium as well and just brushing through my brows just to ensure that they stay in place all day. Then to set my eyelids, I'm using the Rimmel Stay Matte Translucent Powder. For eyeshadow, I'm taking the Magnify Eyes Spice Edition palette and taking this really pretty warm orangey brown. And basically what I'm doing is just grabbing a large fluffy brush and just blending that all over the lid and in the crease as well. And I'm also doing that to the other side. For foundation, I'm taking the Rimmel Wake Me Up in the shade 303, popping that on first with my fingers and just spreading it all over my face, and then just blending that all in with a damp beauty blender. Now taking the Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer in the shade Classic Beige, I'm using that to highlight and conceal my under eye area. Then I go to place it down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, chin, and then a little bit on my forehead, and again blending it out with a damp beauty blender. Then to add a little bit more glow to my face, I'm going in with the Rimmel Good to Glow in the shade 003 and just applying that on the highest points of my face. So on my Cupid's bow, on my cheekbones, and then down the bridge of my nose. Then to ensure that the concealer does not crease throughout the day, I'm going to bake underneath my eyes using the Rimmel Match Perfection Silky Loose Face Powder. And I'm just gonna pop that on with the same damp beauty blender we used before. And then because I tend to get more oilier skin, I'm just taking that same translucent powder and setting the rest of my foundation. Then to finish off my under eyes, I'm just going in with that same color we used on the lid, just to smoke out the lower lash line, just to give it a little bit more definition. Then to highlight my inner corner, I'm taking the white out of the Spice Edition palette and just placing that in my inner corners. I love popping a really light shade in the inner corners because it really brightens up your eyes and makes you look a little bit more awake. Now going in with one of my favorite bronzers ever. I use this in my everyday makeup routine all the time. It is the Rimmel Natural Bronzer. I just love the orangey undertone of it. I just think it complements my skin tone really well. So I'm just going in and bronzing up my cheeks and the sides of my nose, and then a bit on my forehead as well. So now I'm going to be baking my bronzer. So I'm just going to be taking some more of that Rimmel Match Perfection translucent powder on my damp beauty blender and just creating a line from the top of my ear all the way to the side of my mouth. For blush, I'm going to take the Rimmel Kate Moss blush, taking the middle corally color. It's super pretty, and just popping that on my cheeks. Then for highlighter, this is one of my favorites from Rimmel. It is their holographic Magnify Eyes eyeshadow and face highlighter. I'm using the shade 024 Gilded Moon, and I'm just going to be placing that on the tops of my cheekbone areas, down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and above the arches of my brows. Then after that, I'm just going to be wiping away that excess translucent powder from underneath my bronzer. Then for lips, I'm just going to be taking the clear Oh My gloss and just popping that on my lips. Then to amp up the eyes with some gloss, I'm going to take that same gloss that we used on the lips and just applying that all over the lid. Then I'm just curling my lashes in preparation for mascara. And the mascara I'll be using is the wonderful mascara by Rimmel London, and just applying that on my top and bottom lashes. Then to finish off the look, I'm taking the Insta Fix and Go setting spray and applying that all over my face, and that is the first look done. I love how soft yet sophisticated it still looks with the glossy lid. I am seriously so obsessed with this look. So now onto the second look, I'm taking the Magnify Eyes Color Edition palette and taking that really beautiful blue color and just using that on a large fluffy brush and pretty much just blending this all over the lid and into the crease. Then taking that palette again and taking the navy blue color, I'm just placing that on my outer corners. Don't worry if you're like messy with this, because I do go to clean up the edges with some makeup remover. So I'm just basically slapping this on and just blending it out. That was just my main goal at this point. Then after I got the color that I wanted, I'm gonna go in with a makeup remover and just clean up the edges. Then to line my waterline, I'm taking the Rimmel Scandalized Brow and Liner Kajal Pencil in the shade 005 Cobalt and just lining my waterline. Then the shadows that I use to smoke out the lower lash line are just the same ones we used on the top. So the dark blue and the light blue color. Just taking that on a brush and just really smoking it out. Then just to add a little bit more inner corner highlight, I'm just taking that same white color, kind of dragging that a little bit onto the lid as well, just for like a little blue gradient look. Then I went to go pop on some lashes. And then to blend the false lashes with the real ones, I'm just taking that same wonderful mascara by Rimmel and just coating my top and bottom lashes. Then to line my lips, I'm going to be taking the Rimmel Exaggerate Lip Liner in the shade Addiction, lining my lips and then also filling in my lips with this color as well because I'm obsessed with it. And then over the top of that, I'm taking the Rimmel Stay Matte Lip Color in the shade Be My Baby, one of my favorite lip colors of all time. Over the top of that, I'm going to be using the Rimmel Lip Art Top Coat in the shade Pearlescent. And I'm also going to be popping this on the inner corners of my eyelids for that pop of gloss. So they are the two looks I did for this glossy eye trend. Don't forget to check out Rimmel London's products that I used for this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.